Murder to Excellence on Triple J. And before it, I Like You So Much Better When You're Naked. Ida Maria for you on Good Nights. That one going out to Jess from Geelong in Victoria, who is making her way to Melbourne for the Soundwave Festival going on there tomorrow with a huge lineup. Speaking of Soundwave, I got to do a very, very exciting interview at Marilyn Manson's hotel room with the man himself. He is in the country touring with the Soundwave Festival. He's doing a couple of side shows as well, some very big gigs. His new record is called Born Villain. And like I said, it was the only face-to-face interview that he agreed to do while in the country for the Soundwave Festival. I sat down with him in his hotel room. Yeah, I can see those raised eyebrows. It was pretty saucy. We talked about the new record. This is Marilyn Manson. This is part one of our chat about the new album, Born Villain, and the sound of the record.
It's very cinematic in the sense that when you're watching a movie and you feel the tension of the score or what's happening in the film, that something violent's going to happen. You want to be able to change it when you're watching a movie. And it's a very cinematic record in that sense. I think it's my most conceptual record in that it tells a story, and it told a story while I was making it. It was really interesting making it. I really had to reinvent the way I thought by just stripping everything away and then almost living in a place that was almost like this room, which is white walls, black carpet, and I had to fill the room with music and with paintings and with other things.
Were you painting a lot at that time as well?
Yeah, I painted, first I painted just with tattoo ink. I painted about 45 paintings with tattoo ink.
Wow.
When you're limited to just one color, it gives you more ambition. And that's what I needed back, was ambition, the desire to succeed, not to rest on your laurels or expect people that you meet to even know what you did last year, let alone 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
This new album is kind of heralding this new era of Marilyn Manson, and you've got the new logo, which is tattooed on you. When did you get that?
I got that a while ago. I mean, there's two. This is also a logo, too. This
So it looked good. Double cross.
Yeah. I mean, it was originally used in the Crusades and things like that, but also that it expresses the duality of everything and that there just can't be one savior.
Yeah.
There can't be one villain. There can't be anything. And Born Villain is also obviously, I mean, to me it was obvious that you can't really be born evil. Well, a lot of people think that you can be.
Do you think
Religious
people just make it?
It's nature,
it's a conscious decision.
Nature or nurture.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, is a snake evil because it bites? It's always been a dilemma of philosophy, and I never really condensed that into a story that applied to me because people over the years have continually blamed me for other people's actions, and I was always wondering why didn't they worry about what I'm going to do?
People love a scapegoat.
No, but if I wrote something that made people do something bad, why aren't you worried about what I will do? Which is another lyric in the song. So
yeah, exactly.
I wasn't trying to tie that in.
I did want to ask you about your logo, actually, because of what you just said as well about the change and duality and stuff. There was a I don't know if you've got it. Yeah, the I Ching and the hexagram, which means Book of Changes and
absolutely.
and stuff. How is that significant for you?
I went to Christian school, not by choice. My parents aren't religious, but they sent me there mistakenly, thinking I would get a better education.
Did you?
Well, I wouldn't be here, but I don't know if it was a better education. But, I think everything happens for a reason. I believe in synchronicity, and I believe in change.
Good Nights with Linda Mariano on Triple J.
This next part of the chat is us talking more about the record, the new album for Marilyn Manson called Born Villain, which will be out later this year. This is where Marilyn gets a little bit deep. He starts to talk about the new Marilyn Manson logo, the new era of the Marilyn Manson brand, about synchronicity, about change, and about destiny.
I believe that you are not stuck with a predestiny, but I believe that there is ways to see the obvious things that are laid out in front of you and where you belong, and to smack yourself in the face when you realize that you've strayed off your path and get back to where your path is. And sometimes you have to burn it all down and build it from the bottom up. And that's what I think that I really needed to do. Instead of trying to convince myself that I'd done it before in different ways, musically, artistically, relationship-wise, I had to literally just strip it down to nothing and go from the bottom up. I just have a bicycle and an empty white apartment.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't have anything right now. I'm just in a hotel, so it doesn't matter.
When you ride your bike, do you wear a helmet?
No way, no. I live for danger.
You have to wear a helmet, Marilyn.
Well, I'm
It's
not
so
riding in traffic.
dangerous. People get squashed.
Yeah, I think I'm a lot more dangerous than what could hit me with a car.
You could ward the car away.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. You can sit there and actually drop off the radar for a bit, have the time to reflect, and then get a fresh beginning as it is. Do you feel happier that you've done that?
Yeah, because if you say you're making a comeback, that means you have to admit that you have not done what you've done as well as you did before, continuously as well. So I had to admit that to myself and realize, how do I fix this? And I had to just take it back to basics. I had to take it back to my brother and my partnership with Twiggy, and we had to just go back to the simple things. We made an agreement a long time ago, sitting in a hotel room when we had a room together, saying we don't need it any more than this. If it gets up bigger, it'll just go down lower. So let's always remember this, because this is great. And this was during Antichrist Superstar. And that's different than lacking ambition, because at that point we had the whole world in front of us. And right now I have the whole world in front of me. I have to have ambition. I'm competing against people from the same era as me, people that are from new eras. So the main point is that being determined to be the best at what you do, whatever it is. And that may sound a little bit too athletic, like it should be on a Wheaties box, which I don't eat breakfast, by the way, because I'm usually still awake. But I think, it's having the determination to succeed in what you do and not ever being satisfied with that, always wanting more and wanting to be the best at what you can be.
I guess that means you'll never stop.
Well, eventually I'll stop at certain things when I don't feel I can do them as well as I should, but I feel like I can do this better than I did before, and that's why I'm doing it right now.
That is Marilyn Manson. As I spoke to him yesterday in his hotel room, he is touring for the Soundwave Festival, and he's got one more sideshow in WA next Tuesday night. That interview will be available for you online to have a listen to on triplej.net.au/goodnights from tomorrow.